Just to remind you, we finished off part 7 video. I just stuck these on and ready for cutting. I've since realised that there should be a triangular piece above them as well, so I'm going to start thinking about what I'm going to do with that. What I actually decided to do was to glue on 2 triangular pieces to make up that difference. So now I've got to cut them out. I'm going to do this freehand. And I'm going to cut the middle section out first, these little bits here. So I've got to use that on a vertical cut because it's got to get right into the corner. So I'm going to turn it around that way too, do a vertical that way as well, and then from here I'll do the same, cross grain, vertical cut, and then from the other side another vertical cut. And then the last little bit of this triangle is a little bit longer, so I'll do a vertical cut from that side and then another vertical cut from this side. Now that should have gone through to the back. Yeah, that's not so bad actually. I think I can actually pull that out now. See that? So now I've got it out. I won't do the other one because it's only repetition. So now I'm going to cut this off and I'm going to do it freehand. Then I've got the arched little bits, doing it from this side, so I'm going with the grain on this. If I go the other way, I'm going against the grain. I'm also going to do the same from this one. Following as closely as I can to the line, and it should actually pop out very soon. There we go, that's that one out. Now I'm going to do this one again, following the line. These are handy, but they'll go anyway. So that's it done now. I've cut it out. I've just got the other little triangle to do, but I'm not going to repeat that because you've seen it done. So that's ready to go on when I get the paper off and get it all sanded up and everything. And we're ready for the next stage then, and I'll get both of these in, and then I think we're ready for putting some of the tiles on the canopy. I'm now going to put these end sections in. You can see why it needs it, because if you look closely you see these are all wobbly. It won't be so bad if I was able to fix them down to the floor, but I can't because it's going to be removable. I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is get some bit of glue on here now. You'll notice I've still got the very old glue that I've been using forever. I thought I got rid of it once, but it's just that little bit thicker. I prefer it to the new stuff I bought. So I'm going to use it for all the stuff that's got to be substantial. So I've got to get this in here now, somehow. Perhaps from the back. There we go. It doesn't need clamping or anything once it's in place. Let's get rid of that little bit of surplus there. Just check it's the right. No, it needs to go back a little bit. Oh, too much. There. That looks good now. A little bit more forward. Okay, and now we'll do the other one. See the problem with that? See how it is? It's all not parallel or anything. So we've got to overcome that again by sticking on this little support here. And what I may do is make some supports for all the other stanchions as well. Beautiful. Right, that's in place now. That looks okay, doesn't it? Right, and what I'm going to do is let that set, and I may put some in here as well to strengthen these all up. So I'll look at that later when these have set and gone off. So we're another step closer now. I've got the end sections in now, and it's looking good, and the painters have been in. I've also done the other side here, you can see. So what I decided on this side in particular was that rather than put in separate supports between these pillars, I would build a wall. I'm going to build a wall. I sound like Donald Trump now, don't I? Anyway, I decided to build this wall which holds the pillars in the right place. And at the other end, I don't know if you can quite make it out or not, but if I look down there and zoom in a little bit, put a little bit of light on it as well, you can see I've got some steps in there as well now. So I built the steps up onto the platform from this entrance over here. From this side of the station too, you can see that the pillars don't look too much out of flunter, so I'm going to leave them at that because nobody actually sees that side of the station anyway. I've mentioned it time and time again that we're ready for the slates going on, but it's never seemed to have got round to it, so now would be an appropriate time to take that on. I've already cut them out to width, and I've cut the little sections where they interfere with the downpipes. So now it's a case of bending that over there and cutting that off, so I get a mitre on there. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer because, again, I like to work on the principle you can always take a bit more off, but you can never put it back on. That needs a little bit more off now. And then eventually we'll have quite a nice mitre at the end. It's going to be covered by the hip tiles anyway, so that one's okay. Now we'll do this other side here. And again, I'll do a little bend on there so I've got a rough guideline. Make it a little bit longer. Try it in place. Still a little bit long, another 1/8 of an inch or so. And voila, a little bit short of anything, but don't worry because that'll be covered by the hip tiles. So I'm going to just run some glue on here now. Not coming out as good as I hoped it would. There we go, that's better. I guess it helps if you open it. All the way down there. And all the way down there. Should be able to just stick them on now and wiggle them about a little bit, and there should be enough glue on there to hold it. Make sure it sticks near the edge. Need sufficient glue on near the edge. So it should be just now a case of placing these in place, and it's going to overhang a little bit at that side. Let's have a look. Smooth it down. Smooth it down. Whoops, it's moving. Smooth it down. Beautiful. And now we'll put the other side on as well. There we go. Just come down a little bit. I've also cut a little bit of flashing for up here as well. If you take a look at that, that's going to go along that section, so that'll be the flashing for that little bit there. I'm not going to put that on just yet. I'm going to wait till this is all set. I can put the the other tiles on now, so no need to measure now. I've done this enough times. I know how long this should be. Need to be about that long. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably enough. So the bottom one obviously has got to be cut at an angle. And we'll put a bit of glue on there. Or a lot of glue, as the case may be. Put the bottom hip tile on, and then build up from there. Overlapping each one. Might be the last one. Yeah, so I need to cut in a little bit at the top for this one. I need to do a little internal cut there, so it'll fit in there nicely. Oh, something's gone wrong. Can't be another blooper. One's enough. Trouble is, it sticks to your fingers. That's the trouble. There we go. Now where's the last one gone? There. Got to gently place it in, and then use my little stick for it. See, everything's moving. It's what you're up against all the time. Over with that. Over with that. There. Done. I also forgot to mention I've made now 2 finials, which are going to go on the tops of these gable ends. So those are actually the ends of bamboo sticks, and I've used a little piece of blue tack there, so I'm hoping that they're going to paint up okay. I'll be putting those on later. So that's where we're at for now. Well, it's been a long journey, but we got there. I think the culmination now, we've got the finials in place, and the station is now in its finished state. It's taken a long time and a lot of work, but now the next stage is now to do the weathering and finish off all of the rest of this little section outside the station. The finials worked out quite well, and they both turned out well, and they took the paint very well as well. What a journey. This is all I've got of the bridge, or the tunnel, whatever you want to call it. bridge over St John Street. So now I've got to recreate what goes on at this side here. We don't have anything here now, so this is the next stage of development. I don't know whether you want to see that, or whether I should just get on with it and do it, or whether you want to follow it or not, but I'll make that decision in the not too distant future. This is what I want it to look like. So we've got currently up to about here. There's the bridge sign, we have that in place. So I've got to build this wall here, and there's a little bit of a running in board there, leaves, and then this is all scrap land here, wasteland, and there's a kind of a picket fence here, and this building, I never knew what that was for, but that has got to be constructed out of stone as well. So that's the next stage in the development that's going to be done with Lee's Station. I hope you're going to follow along if I decide to video it. If for any reason I don't decide to video it, I hope you've enjoyed the journey we've taken together. It's been a pleasure to have you following me all the way through the development from the cardboard box stage up until the finished station. So thank you very much, and thanks for all of you who commented. Bye for now.